Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy M.K.S here, back in another video. Happy New Month. As it's October now already, I can't believe that. Anyway, I was thinking of doing a video or one of my list videos, 3-part videos for my plans for October, but for some reason I decided to do this first. I mean, kickoff is at 3 o'clock. I don't think I'll be able to watch the game because I don't have it on my TV and I don't know what channel it would come on, but also I don't have money to go to the bar, the pub or the bar or anything today. So I think I'm going to have to miss the game unless I can find a way to live stream it. Probably a bit naughty of me. Anyway, hope you're doing well wherever you are, by the way, if I didn't already say that. Yeah, so I've got a few plans for today, but perhaps I should have done at least part 1 of my plans for this month, and then I could have included making a Celtic video in that in hindsight, but never mind. I thought while I got the house to myself, I'd make a video. But yeah, I was just thinking about some of my thoughts on the game. I know I often say I'm arguing from the point of view of a naive ninny or whatever words I come up with. Naive fool, I mean, basically. But yeah, Celtic obviously haven't won a game for quite a while, although we were on a really good winning run, a really good winning streak. So I think it's good, really important to get back to winning ways. We were like I think we were 5 points clear, so I think we're only 2 points clear now, if I'm not mistaken. So obviously, if we don't manage to win, then our rivals Rangers will have a chance to possibly go ahead of us. Hopefully, they'll lose points as well, but we can't rely on that. I think we have to go out and do our best. Hopefully, go back to winning ways, and I hope we goodwill to Motherwell, sorry, for the rest of Motherwell for the rest of the season. But I do hope we trash them today, just so we can get that confidence back. Sorry to any Motherwell fans out there, but again, I hope you do well for the rest of your season. I definitely hope you beat Rangers, the Rankers as I call them, obviously, as I hope every team does, ideally, but obviously they won't. But anyway, I obviously expect it to be between Celtic and Rangers of who's going to win the title this season. I'd be shocked if Rangers do drop too many points. So we have to keep up the pressure and obviously try and keep that gap as small as it is now. And like, obviously, if we can beat them, if we can beat the Rangers, the Rankers as I call them, in our remaining games against them, hopefully, obviously, we can retain the title. So really important, I think, to get back to winning ways. Obviously, I mean, in Europe, we did lose 3-0 to Real Madrid, but that's not really embarrassing because of how good most teams would be really embarrassed to lose 3-0 to. But Real Madrid are really good, so you can't really. They are world class. So for a Scottish team, to be honest, it's not too embarrassing. And also, I think we gave them a quite good game for a lot of the time, especially first half. And also, obviously, their class showed in the end. If we didn't finish our chance, that's another thing. Actually, I think we need to be really clinical up front, in front of goal. If we get any chances, if we can win by 6 or 7 goals, like we have done in the past, like one game even winning 9-0. If we can win by like 6 or 7 goals, if I'm not saying I'd be very surprised. I'd be pleasantly surprised or even shocked if we could, in a good way, obviously. But if we can win, as I say, by a really good, even if we win by 3 or 4 goals, obviously, to get the confidence back and like get back to scoring, get some players scoring goals, and hopefully, as Ange Postecoglou says, we never stop. And part of me was perhaps being paranoid and thinking, what if Ange Postecoglou, what if he's been distracted by like talk of him going to the Premier League? But he has said he was going to the English Premier League, of course. But he has said he's going to commit to Scottish football. So I hope he really does commit to Scottish football for as long as possible. I hope he stays for at least another 2 or 3 seasons and at least finishes off what he started, at least for 1 season at least. But for as long as possible, maybe Celtic should get him onto as long-term contract as possible. So if he does leave, at least we get some good compensation, so to speak, or basically money to invest in players in the future as well. The good thing is that Ange says, Mr. Postecoglou says that he's building something for the future, so that when he does leave, eventually it's going to be, hopefully, it's going to remain like what he's built is going to remain, that legacy. So yeah, as I say, I hope he at least finishes off this season that he started and doesn't leave like partway through a season or anything like that. If he is going to leave next season, then fair play. But obviously, he has built a great thing, and I think he fits Celtic so well because he's from an immigrant background or community or minority community which fled Greece when they were in an economic recession, which is I think that fits Celtic really well. I know nothing's perfect, but it fits it really well. I wouldn't say perfectly, I'd say, but anyway, sorry for waffling. But yeah, I do hope, I don't know if I'm going to be able to watch the game, but I do hope we win, obviously, and as I would, and hopefully don't get any more injuries, because I think we've got a few injuries in the internationals. I don't know if our rivals did, but so hopefully the players that come out, and that's another thing, that they have a chance to, those players that are replacing the injured players, they have a really good chance to stake their claim for inclusion in the team by playing well. Maybe that gives Ange a question of who's going to pick in the future. So it's really good. I did mention a while back that I think it's really important to have strength in depth, like to have as many good strikers, defenders, and goalkeepers as possible. So if any unfortunately do get injured, obviously you don't want them to get injured, but if they do, at least you've got backups for each position, hopefully. Like two or even three good players for each position. So if one or two get injured, you've still got a good squad for cases like this. But just trying to think of any other points I was going to mention. But yeah, I think it's really good, because important, to win this game, because of our last loss in the Premier League, in the Scottish Premier League. Sorry, we lost 2-0. So I remember like people saying that teams like Man United back in the day, when they were really strong, they wouldn't. Sir Alex Ferguson would never allow them to lose 2 games in a row. Well, he couldn't really control it, but he wouldn't. He'd definitely want to go and win the next game if he lost one, and he didn't want to lose 2 games on the bounce. So they probably really did, and that's what champions probably do. Really, they don't lose too many games on the trot. Obviously, you can lose 1 or 2, but even in Scotland, but you don't. You obviously want to keep momentum going. And obviously, after a defeat, you want to get back to winning ways, get back the confidence and all that. So I hope maybe even a new player who hasn't scored yet will score and build their confidence, or someone who hasn't scored for a while, and like they'll give pressure to other players to say you've got to really perform. And I'd like to think they perform 100% anyway, but I suppose football is sometimes psychological. So you do have to. Sometimes you do need that push, perhaps, and to make you push even further in training or whatever. But yeah, I think I've covered all my points. I didn't want to make the video too long. I wanted to keep it short and sweet, but I'm sure there was something I forgot, but I'll probably post in the comments section as well. But on that note, please leave your comments, especially Celtic fans, but all comments welcome. And I'm out. Peace and love.